Every year, millions of Americans diligently file their taxes, contributing a significant portion of their hard-earned income to the federal government. These tax dollars are the lifeblood of our nation, funding essential services like education, healthcare, infrastructure, and national defense. They represent a collective investment in our shared future, a promise that our government will utilize these funds responsibly and effectively for the benefit of all citizens. The responsible use of taxpayer money is not just a matter of good governance, it is a fundamental pillar of public trust. When we see our tax dollars being used wisely, it reinforces our faith in the system. It demonstrates that our government is a responsible steward of our collective resources, working to improve our lives and build a stronger nation. However, when we see evidence of waste, fraud, or inefficiency in government spending, it erodes this trust. It raises serious questions about accountability, transparency, and the very purpose of our tax system. This essay will delve into some of the most concerning examples of potential taxpayer money waste, focusing on inaccuracies in Social Security, questionable foreign aid allocations, and the lack of transparency surrounding these expenditures. By shining a light on these issues, we aim to spark a conversation about the importance of fiscal responsibility and the urgent need for greater oversight in how our tax dollars are spent. Social Security, a program designed to provide a safety net for retirees, the disabled, and surviving family members, is one of the largest government programs in the United States. While it has undoubtedly helped millions of Americans, there are growing concerns about the program's long-term solvency and potential vulnerabilities to fraud and inaccuracy. Recent data has revealed some startling discrepancies in Social Security payments, raising red flags about the system's integrity. One particularly alarming statistic is the number of Social Security recipients reported to be over the age of 110. While it is not impossible for individuals to live beyond this age, the number of reported centenarian recipients far exceeds the statistically probable number. This discrepancy suggests that there may be significant inaccuracies in the Social Security Administration's records, potentially leading to improper payments. These inaccuracies could be due to a variety of factors, including identity theft, administrative errors, or even intentional fraud. Regardless of the cause, these discrepancies represent a serious breach of public trust and raise serious questions about the effectiveness of the SSA's oversight mechanisms. Every dollar paid out improperly is a dollar taken away from those who rightfully deserve it, potentially jeopardizing the financial security of vulnerable Americans who rely on Social Security for their livelihood. The United States is the largest provider of foreign aid in the world, allocating billions of taxpayer dollars each year to support a wide range of programs in developing countries. While the stated goal of foreign aid is often to alleviate poverty, promote democracy, and improve living standards, the effectiveness of these programs is often debated. There is a growing chorus of voices questioning whether these vast sums of money are being used responsibly and effectively, or whether they're being wasted on poorly conceived projects, lost to corruption, or simply failing to achieve their intended goals. One of the most common criticisms of foreign aid is the lack of transparency surrounding how these funds are spent. In many cases, it is difficult to track exactly where the money is going, who is benefiting, and what impact these programs are having on the ground. This lack of transparency creates an environment ripe for abuse, making it easier for funds to be siphoned off through corruption or mismanaged due to a lack of accountability. Furthermore, some foreign aid projects seem poorly conceived or implemented, failing to address the root causes of poverty and instability. For example, there have been instances where U.S. aid money has been used to fund projects that are culturally insensitive, environmentally unsustainable, or simply not aligned with the needs or priorities of the recipient communities. Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, is a highly visible figure in the tech world and a frequent commentator on government policies. Recently, there has been some speculation and misinformation circulating online, suggesting that Musk exerts significant influence over government spending decisions, particularly in areas like foreign aid and technology investments. It is important to clarify that Musk, while a successful entrepreneur, does not hold any official government position and has no direct authority over how taxpayer dollars are allocated. While Musk's companies have received government contracts and subsidies in the past, this is not unusual for businesses in sectors like technology, energy, and aerospace. These contracts are typically awarded through a competitive bidding process and are subject to government oversight and regulations. It is inaccurate and misleading to suggest that Musk has any undue influence over government spending or that he personally dictates how taxpayer money is used. The ongoing conflict in Ukraine has highlighted the significant financial costs of U.S. involvement in international affairs. The United States has committed billions of dollars in military and humanitarian aid to Ukraine, a decision that has sparked debate about the appropriate level of U.S. involvement in foreign conflicts and the potential strain on American taxpayers. While there is no doubt that the situation in Ukraine is a humanitarian crisis, it is also essential to have a transparent and honest conversation about the costs and benefits of U.S. interventionism. The U.S. government has a responsibility to carefully consider the potential consequences of its foreign policy decisions, including the financial implications for American taxpayers. It is crucial to strike a balance between providing support to allies in need and ensuring that taxpayer dollars are used responsibly and effectively. This requires a nuanced approach, one that prioritizes diplomacy, conflict resolution, and the pursuit of peaceful solutions whenever possible, while also recognizing the need to provide humanitarian assistance and support democratic values on the global stage. One of the challenges in tracking government spending and identifying potential waste is the complex and often opaque nature of government bureaucracy. Government agencies operate under a labyrinthine system of rules, regulations, and reporting requirements, making it difficult for even the most diligent watchdog groups to follow the money trail. This lack of transparency can create an environment where waste, fraud, and abuse can thrive, hidden from public scrutiny behind layers of bureaucratic red tape. Furthermore, the sheer size and scope of the federal government make it a daunting task to monitor every dollar spent. With thousands of programs and agencies operating across a vast array of sectors, it is inevitable that some level of inefficiency and waste will occur. However, this does not excuse instances of gross negligence, mismanagement, or outright corruption. It is essential for the government to implement stronger oversight mechanisms, streamline bureaucratic processes, and promote a culture of accountability within its ranks. Addressing the issue of wasteful government spending requires a multi-pronged approach that includes increased transparency, stricter oversight, and a renewed commitment to fiscal responsibility. Taxpayers have a right to know how their money is being spent and to hold their elected officials accountable for ensuring that these funds are used wisely. One crucial step is to make government spending data more accessible and understandable to the public. This includes providing clear and concise information about how much money is being allocated to different programs, what the intended outcomes are, and how the effectiveness of these programs is being measured. Online platforms and databases can be used to make this information readily available to citizens, journalists, and watchdog organizations, empowering them to track spending, identify potential areas of waste, and hold the government accountable. Creating a more fiscally responsible government requires a shift in mindset, both among elected officials and the public at large. Elected officials must prioritize the responsible stewardship of taxpayer dollars, recognizing that they are accountable to the citizens they represent. This means making difficult decisions, setting priorities, and being willing to cut programs that are not delivering results, even in the face of political pressure. Citizens also have a role to play by staying informed about government spending, engaging with their elected officials, and demanding greater transparency and accountability. By participating in the political process, holding elected officials accountable for their actions, and advocating for policies that promote fiscal responsibility, citizens can help to create a government that is more responsive to their needs and more responsible with their hard-earned tax dollars. The issue of wasteful government spending is not just a matter of dollars and cents, it is a matter of public trust, accountability, and the very principles upon which our nation was founded. When taxpayer dollars are wasted, it undermines our collective faith in government and erodes the social contract between citizens and their elected representatives. It is our collective responsibility to demand better from our government, to insist on greater transparency and accountability, and to hold our elected officials to the highest standards of fiscal responsibility. By working together, we can create a government that is more efficient, more effective, and more responsive to the needs of the American people. Only then can we ensure that our tax dollars are being used to build a stronger, more prosperous, and more equitable future for all.